The most English of combinations would have to be a beef rib roast with horseradish. So I'm going to show you a really special recipe, cooking a rib roast in the oven and serving it with a horseradish cream. I love this, and if I really want to show off to someone, this is the dish I make for them. So you can see this is quite a large piece of meat, okay? So it's rib roast. This is one of my favorite cuts. It's not only on the bone, so it's going to stay super moist throughout the cooking process. It's got a little bit of fat, and it's also got the lean part of the meat too. So I've asked my butcher just to clean the bone. So this is a 4-pointer, and that's just for presentation. And I've also asked him to tie it up so it stays in that gorgeous shape as it cooks. Now I've brought this out of the fridge about 2 to 3 hours ago. Super important when you're going to cook a big piece of meat like this because you want it to cook evenly. So a good glug of oil all over and a good pinch of salt. This is going to help develop a crust. I won't add any pepper at this stage. This goes into a really hot pan, so if I add the pepper, it'll burn. So into the pan it goes. And it's a good sizzle there. I'm not trying to cook the meat at this stage. I'm just trying to get a gorgeous crust, so golden colour on each side. It's going to take a few minutes. While that's happening, I can start preparing my sauce. So you'll need 2 large shallots just like this, and I'm just going to chop them into small pieces. And I'm going to cook the sauce as this gorgeous roast cooks in the oven. So I do want to get everything organised now because once it's cooked, it's resting, it's just putting it together. Less work in the kitchen when you've got guests over, the better time you're going to have. And you could use onion for this, but I like the sweetness of these French shallots, so that's why I use them for this really subtle, creamy sauce. Let's have a look at our rib roast. Oh, see that colour? That is absolutely gorgeous. And it did look like quite a lot of salt, but this is 2 to 2.4 kilos, so it does need to be seasoned well. We'll give it a few more moments on that side. We'll need 1 clove of garlic, so just a small clove. Bruise that and finely chop it. This is quite a lot of time, but I do want to add some to the sauce. So just a few sprigs. And I'll just pick all the little leaves off. And the rest of this time can simply go into our roasting dish. Just a little bed. All right, let's have a look at this. Oh, gorgeous colour all over. So we'll take it out of the pan, turn the pan off, and then on it goes. This is going to cook at 180 degrees for about an hour and 15. I like mine to be medium rare, so that's the perfect amount of time. Now, while that's cooking in the oven, let's get onto the sauce. So you can see that there's caramelised bits and salt. That is flavour, and we want that in our sauce. So in with our shallots and garlic, a good amount of butter, just with a wooden spoon. We'll just give that a mix and you'll see it start to soften. And to deglaze this pan, just a little brandy, and we'll just flambe that. Woo! That trick never gets old. And now we'll add some stock, just some chicken stock, splash of that. And now you just want to be patient for a few moments just to allow that to reduce by 1/3. Right, this has reduced, so it's time to add our cream. Now, I like to use cooking cream for this because it doesn't curdle or split as it starts to bubble away. So you're assured a beautiful glossy sauce, and the best part of this too is it thickens up quickly. So we'll add a generous amount of cream. We've got quite a lot of meat, and just swirl that in and let it bubble away. See how gorgeous that colour is? So some mustard, 2 types of mustard, a spoonful of Dijon mustard, along with some seeded mustard. You can use either or go all out and use both like I am. And the horseradish. Now I'm going to be using some horseradish cream, which you can find at all your supermarkets. So we can add that now. And just before serving the sauce, I will add some freshly grated horseradish just to freshen it up. All right, we'll get a whisk. See how that's thickened up? That's the perfect consistency. So we'll turn that off. Sauce is done, tick. The beef is cooking, tick, maybe a few sides if you like. We are ready to go. We're ready for our guests to arrive. Well, doesn't this rib of roast look fantastic? It's come out of the oven and I've allowed it to rest for 1 hour. Now, I know a lot of you out there are going to say, whoa, the meat's going to be cold, but it won't. First of all, you shouldn't be serving meat piping hot. And it is such a large piece of meat that it will hold its residual heat. Now, we're just going to take off the string. See how it's held its shape nicely. Very happy with that. And I'm going to cut straight down the centre because I really want to show you how gorgeous this piece of meat is after it's been rested. Oh, blushing. This is exactly how it should be. So to serve a portion, and look, this is going to serve 8 people easily. We're going to pop that on the plate as is. And then to serve, just some watercress and some chives, just simply dressed with some fresh lemon juice, a splash of extra virgin olive oil. You definitely want to serve this with some roast potatoes, or even better, a potato gratin. I do have a recipe online if you want to have a look at that, because that's a great addition to it. We'll pop that on the side. I just like the clean flavour of the watercress. Really nice with a rib of roast like this. And now for that lovely creamy sauce. I've just reheated it and a generous spoonful. You just want it to cascade down just like that, and be generous with it, right? Because it is a big piece of meat. And don't forget a little fresh horseradish if you do have some. We'll just sprinkle that over the top. Horseradish, cream, and perfectly cooked beef. That's the best of British right there.